Agree. Love it. We've already gone over our marks, so we are going to talk about this briefly. Kemba Walker. This was
oh boy.
This was Brad Stevens. We're going to hear a soundbite from Brad talking prior to the game. You guys I'm curious what the commenters think here. Jimmy and I will tell you what we think. Everyone can interpret it as they will. So here's Brad.
Is there any update on Kemba's progress? Has his window changed at all?
My man, Mark Murphy.
No update. No update that I've received other than he is progressing. I think we'll have more of a big picture update here in the next week sometime, as we thought, right around the turn of the new year. He won't be back anytime soon, Mark. Certainly, we're hopeful to get him back as soon as possible, but we want to make sure that when we do, it's for good. And so I think that that's the most critical thing from our standpoint. I mean, you can see how we miss him. And, it's funny when we go back and put together clips of things that maybe we haven't covered or things that we'd like to do different. He's in all of them. And so we've got to just figure out a way to be the best version of ourselves until he gets back.
All righty.
That's it. YouTube channel for all exclusive. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
There was a little promo on the back end of that. I know what I thought hearing that. And again, but let's start with the sunniest take. Let's start with Bobby. Was that
everything is awesome?
Didn't see too much from it. We'll see what he says next week. It was kind of like a precursor to some news, so I don't have a ton to read into it. Good question by Murph, like Joe Sway said. Like there was no real reason to think anything changed there, but maybe it did. He said he's progressing. Yeah, February is still kind of first week of February is still kind of that mark for me. Like see where he's at then. If you're gonna see what he's doing next
January
week.
Now, the question is, what does nowhere near or not playing anytime soon mean to you? That does not mean early February to me. Okay, the fact that we are basically in January now and he's not anywhere close to playing and that they're not even talking about considering what a timetable might look like yet means he's way far away from play.
Yeah, but John, are you surprised by this? Like, I don't see the surprise. Like the Celtics never said January was going to be. They said the decision was going to be made. They never said that January was going to be. He's going to hit the floor. So I think we all sort of assumed early February was the absolute.
Yeah, maybe All-Star break. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised here, but shout out to Mark Murphy because this is what he does. He plants these seeds for us to, for Brad Stevens to say something like this, and everyone's like, wait a minute. Well, how far along is Kemba? Like, well, what did you guys expect? He's going to be evaluated in January, and we're still a few days away from the new year. So I'm not surprised. I just think Walker, the one thing I love that Brad did say also on top of that was the fact that when he comes back, he has to go all the way. There can't be these setbacks. Oh, okay, Walker's going to be out for a couple of weeks, and then we'll see what's going to happen. No, this has to be he comes back, and then he goes all the way to the end. And, of course, they're going to monitor his minutes, and, of course, you're not going to see him in the playoffs. He'll rev up here and there. But I love that mindset going into this. If it takes March, F it, then wait till March because the Celtics can't afford to have that lingering over the team heading into the postseason. We don't know if Kemba's going to be able to finish this thing through. It's not the best news, I know, but I mean,
I feel like here's the thing about the Celtics. Here's the thing about the Celtics and like health is like you never seem to ever get good news. When's the last time you've gotten like good positive news on like a Celtics player going through some sort of injury? I can't remember the last time. This is shaping up to me. When he says not playing anytime soon, we're gonna get like a big picture look at things. This to me is like setting up for like, something. I hope I'm wrong, but it seems like they're like waiting until they can say, oh, he's like going to be gone for a chunk of this season, if not the whole season. Like, I don't know if he's going to have to end up getting some sort of surgery or what. I will say this. Yeah, I don't think he's put that card. No. Okay. I will say this. I may be wrong, but did I see Kemba was like shooting around in Indiana? Did he travel with the team?
A little bit, something like that. Something like that.
So like he seems like, I think I saw a clip on CLNS Instagram or something that he was like shooting around, warming up. He was all smiles. So that, if you want to hold on to anything, maybe that's a good sign that he's with the team and he's, in good spirits. Because if he was, dealing with some potentially really bad news or something, then I don't think that'd be the case. So I hope it's good for them again. But like John said, I mean, this timeline seems to be like we're looking into like March now, I feel like. And like if they're not trying to rush him back, they're definitely not going to. So I mean,
but yeah, look, my fear is it's sounding to me like a when not, like an if not when, rather than when not, and that's the worry is, we can't possibly make the comment now because we have no clue, but when he is ready, if he's ready, we want him to be fully ready. Like there's a difference between what you want and what's actually happening. So you'll feel a lot better everyone will, when he progresses to some stage. He's been walking around and taking some shots for a little bit. You really want to see level 2, whatever that
going
is.
on in practice.
Starting to run, starting to play in small sets, some half court, whatever it is. As soon as you get into that, you're like, okay, we're in a program. Him not being anywhere near a program right now is what's a little bit of a worry. Because again, just so everyone remembers, they said they're going to get to January and then make an assessment, which means they're not. The reason they're saying I've got nothing is they're not even thinking about starting him up again until we get somewhere into January, which is why, again, the concern is deep into February, possibly March, who knows? And none of it matters if he comes back full. None of it. Well, it doesn't matter if it's March, it doesn't matter when, if he's 80, 90, 95% of Kemba.
We'll call it bubble.
Fine, it doesn't matter.
They have to.
Yeah.
I mean, they're on this program, though. They're on this program with this knee, whatever it is, they have to follow it, and they're going to follow it. So I think they're just going through the timeline that all the doctors are saying, and depending on when they started it, they have to go through it. It's 12 weeks or whatever it is, and then like you said, I mean, and the only way to know it's working is for him to, practice 5-on-5 scrimmage, see how the knee responds, and then go from there. So I mean, that's a ways away.
Yeah, and they need him.